What is the best French wine for you? In this video, I'll answer this question for myself and break down the most popular wine regions of France so that you can find the best French wine for your taste. Let's go for it. Okay, fine. If you are looking for some outstanding wines on a budget, the best region could be Côte d'Iron. Probably it is the best wine region in France considering the price to value ratio. Because for very little money you got outstanding wines here. Even the generic appellation Côte d'Iron sometimes has very good value, but for like 15 to 20 euros Côte d'Iron Village delivers over the top in terms of quality. Just look at this wine here. It is Côte d'Iron Village with the name of the village, Chusclan. The basic generic appellation Côte d'Iron has the least strict production regulations. Then we go for Côte d'Iron Village, which necessarily should have more alcohol and lower yields, meaning better quality fruit. And then some of the villages have the right to state its name on the label. In our case, it is the village of Chusclan. Then we go for even smaller pieces of land called cru, like the famous Châteauneuf-du-Pape is also a cru. By the way, it was the first area to have appellation contrôlée status, so it is rather privileged, and as a consequence, the wines are a bit more pricey in Châteauneuf-du-Pape. But generally, a bottle of Côte d'Iron Village is a nice bang for your buck, like 15 to 20 euros or dollars per bottle, and you already have a very nice wine. Côte d'Iron produces red and white wines. Personally, I prefer reds from this area, but some Marsanne Roussanne blend are also gorgeous and have great value for money. So if you want to get a great French wine and pay a little bit less, Côte d'Iron Village is your choice. And then we go for the most underrated French wine region. People always forget about it talking about French wines, and in vain. These wines deliver over the top. Guess what I'm talking about? Alsace. The history of the region is tightly connected with Germany, and it is a French region producing mostly white wines. The influence of German culture in Alsace is really quite notable. I mean, the food, the style of the wine. Even the bottle for Alsace wines are normally not like in Bordeaux or in Burgundy. It is really different, but it's still great. The Alsace classification of wines is really simple compared to other French regions. There are wines just named Appellation Contrôlée Alsace and Alsace Grand Cru. Grand Cru obviously are more prestigious and a bit higher priced. But actually, Alsatian wines are not extremely expensive. Under 50 euros you can buy some nice Riesling from the 1990s, for instance. There are very few regions in the world that offer this level of quality just for 50 euros, right? But even if we go for a simple Appellation Contrôlée Alsace, like this bottle I have here, it will also be fine with some fish or some cold cuts. With some national Alsatian foods as well, like cabbage, like this German style food, for instance. It sounds quite unconventional, but this pairing is really worth it. I've paid around 15 euros for this bottle of wine, and Alsace Grand Cru is around 30 to 40 euros normally. So if you are looking for a nice Riesling and want something else than a German one, I really advise trying this one here. It's a great value for a moderate price. And yeah, I've said that Alsatian Riesling pairs well with fish, and it is so, but there is one French region which produces even better wines to pair with seafood, and it is the Loire Valley. I absolutely love wines from the Loire Valley, although they are not as affordable as wines from Côte d'Iron or Alsace. Some nice Sancerre or Puy Fumé may cost a bit more than 20-30 euros, but it is the best pairing for seafood, at least for me. If you look at the map of the Loire Valley, it just faces the Atlantic, and the acidic light wines like Muscadet Sèvres serve as the best pairing for raw seafood like oysters. Sancerre may be a bit more complicated, a bit more pricey, but it is still the best pairing for fish dishes, probably a bit more strong fish dishes like cooked fish, maybe some salmon. Sancerre has really nice acidity to cut through this fish fat. The price point we are talking about here is about 10 euros for the simplest Muscadet wines for everyday dinners, and about 50 euros for a nice Sancerre or Puy Fumé. But these are not the wines to collect, to have them in the cellar for decades. Most are meant to be tasted young. If you want something really age-worthy, we go for Bordeaux. Now, Bordeaux wines are probably the best wines for wine investments, for collecting them, because they almost never lose their price. If you buy a bottle of some Grand Cru Classé Bordeaux wine for, let's say, $100 or $200, you can be sure that in 10 years you will sell it at least 2-3 times more expensive, which gives you about 15% of yearly interest, and it's not bad, actually. Wine investment is not like stocks. Wine does not normally skyrocket its price. Not always, there are cases when the price grows dramatically as well, but generally, wine is more like gold in terms of investing. It is very stable and always elevates its price. Bordeaux is probably the most renowned wine region in the world. Place de la Bourse in the city of Bordeaux is the place where the real wine trade is made. Not on the square, of course, but yeah, you got what I mean. And if you want to feel how money tastes like, Bordeaux is the right place and the right wine. Well, there are also some nice Bordeaux Cru Bourgeois, for example, which are quite affordable, but definitely Bordeaux is not the region you want to choose to save money. Bordeaux wines are one of the best in the world, no one argues that, but they cost a little, sometimes even not a little. And what wine is even more pricey than a good Bordeaux? Yep, it is champagne. It is arguable a Bordeaux may cost more than champagne and vice versa, champagne may cost more than a Bordeaux, but definitely champagne is more expensive than any other sparkling wine in the world. But it is totally worth it because champagne is just a synonym of celebration. It's a must-have for any special occasion, and also it is simply the best sparkling wine in the world. There are a lot of champagne producers, some of them are large international corporations like Moët Chandon, some of them are local family businesses, but what is common about all champagne is the consistent, extremely high level of quality. Have you ever had a bad champagne? I've never tasted it. Champagne is always an outstanding wine, even if it is the most basic bottle for 20 euros bought in the local supermarket. Champagne production is strictly regulated by the law, so even the least expensive champagne should have 15 months of maturation, including at least 12 months on the lees. That is why champagne always has its characteristic buttery, creamy, like brioche-like aromas from malolactic conversion and then from maturation on the lees. This one I have here is Adam Jager. It's not a very big producer, although it is not very small. This one is 100% Chardonnay, cultivated in a small place called Beru, just several kilometers from the city center of Reims. Adam Jager also has some vineyards in the valley of Marne and Côte d'Ivoire in order to be able to cultivate different grape varieties. They have Pinot Meunier in the Marne Valley and Pinot Noir in Côte d'Ivoire. It is an accessible champagne which doesn't break the bank, but at the same time it is the essence of what champagne is. The celebration. And if you are still waiting for Burgundy in this top of French wines, here it is. For some people, Burgundy is probably the best French wine. Like, there are two types of people, those who love Rolling Stones and those who love the Beatles. The same with wine. There are those who love Bordeaux wines and those who enjoy Burgundy. Without any doubt, Burgundy is complex yet subtle. Both red and white Burgundy are great wines. If you ask my opinion on it, I'm on the white side here. To me, Chablis wines are the essence of Burgundy, even not the more southern parts like Côte d'Or or Côte Chalonnaise, but there is no accounting for tasters, right? I bought this bottle of Chablis Premier Cru a couple of years ago and still haven't opened it. I think I'll keep it for some special occasion because to me it is really a very special wine and all the memories related to this bottle are very special for me. And yeah, write in the comments which of the French region produces the best wines for your taste. Hit that like button if you loved the video and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.